Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. In today's video, I thought we would take the opportunity to just hang out together. Just you and me in a cozy atmosphere as I continue to explore the world of Minecraft. This has been an incredible game, one that I have come to really enjoy, one that I've come to think about quite often, and one that I've really had a great time sharing my experience with you over on our Twitch. Sometimes you just gotta take a moment, step back, and enjoy things in the comfort of your own space. And so today's video will be just that, an opportunity for you and I to just game together. That's really what this entire channel is all about. It's about sharing experiences together, and what better way to do that than by just playing some Minecraft. And so in this video, I'm going to be working on my farm, on my, I don't know what you guys call it. I'm going to be working on my area that we've been, kind of cultivating. Maybe you can jump into your own Minecraft world. We can play alongside each other. Honestly, you could play something entirely different. Maybe you're playing Stardew. Maybe you're playing something entirely different. That's okay. The purpose of today's video is to provide you with a little bit of cozy commentary for your viewing pleasure. Use it to fall asleep, use it to game alongside. Either way, I'm here for you. Without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoy the content and the cozy commentary. Without further ado, go ahead and sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and let's do this. And all right, here we are. Back like we never left. We've got some beautiful mushrooms. Beautiful flowers. Our first home is still one that brings me a lot of joy. One that I find myself coming back to, quite often just to bask in. Now, I did learn in the last video, we learned a little bit about vines. And so today, I think we might have a little fun with that. Look at that village in the distance. Beautiful. Honestly, we might go over there and see what they have. I often look at that village, full of nostalgia. I mean, that's the first village we ever discovered. It's the first town we ever found. Shortly after jumping into this world, that was the first place to give us a warm welcome. It's moments like that you never forget. As you can see, our crops are growing. They're looking quite lovely, if I do say so myself. Now, I do understand that, this may not necessarily be the largest crop field you've ever seen, but, the whole purpose of this playthrough and the whole purpose of me exploring this game is to kind of learn as I go, and I'd like to think that every time we build something, we learn something new. We grow a little bit. And so let me actually turn up the cozy music a little bit as you're enjoying your game time, as we enjoy this game time together. I'll bump it up to maybe we'll go 45. That should be good. Now let me throw this leaf litter in here. We'll throw it in this one. I probably should actually make a few more. I think it's the planks, right, that we want to use. Is it not the planks? Oh, maybe I have to do both. Interesting. All right, so I like to just have some charcoal, charcoal that's working constantly, because it seems like we're running pretty low. We definitely are going to need it, so, but I don't want to use the dark oak planks. Maybe we'll go collect some birch. Yeah, that seems like a great way to start. And I think I'll actually go this direction, as it's one that I've never really, as you can see, it's pretty wide open. I don't come over here all that, often, if ever. Well, this seems like a good spot to collect some trees. Well, I don't want to do it too close to our base, because I genuinely like the aesthetic, but yeah, this seems like a good spot. Now, one thing I would love to know is, for those that are maybe gaming alongside us today, I would love to know what you're playing. Are you playing Minecraft? Maybe you're playing something else, another indie game perhaps, maybe a cozy game. Maybe you're jumping into something else entirely. Maybe you're doing some arts and crafts. Let me know. I would love to know how you found your cozy today. And honestly, this is as beneficial for me as it is for you. Is this is something that I really struggle with. Finding time in the busy days, the hectic, I guess you could say, aspects of life. I often struggle to take moments like this to relax and reprieve. And so this is actually good practice for me to, find more time to do that. And I don't know, I thought it would be a fun opportunity to encourage, someone that may be going through something similar, to take a moment to take a breath, we all need it. All right, so I may have potentially found another dock spot that we could build. I actually really like the way this looks. Look how wide open this is. Holy moly. And once you descend from this dock... Oh, wait. We already built one? Okay, so this was kind of the first official dock that we ever made before we built that one over there. We had started to mess around. And as I said before, I essentially want to create a dock at just about every spot on our, what I call the island. And so every spot that we can make a dock, over there, a spot over there that we just came from, any spot that we can make a dock, I would like to make a dock. That's the plan. That's the goal. Let me actually change something really quick. All right. So starting things out, I wanted to work on making some more coal. And so that's essentially what we're doing here. As you can see, it's working quite nicely. I'm going to take half, we'll put it there, and we'll just allow that to keep doing its thing. And I really want this to kind of continue to be our charcoal maker. Now, with that being said, let's put away some of the items that we have here. Except I like to keep a stack of birch planks on me, just because, you never know. I guess birch planks and dirt, I heard, are great things to kind of keep on you. And so now that we have started our charcoal reserves, I think it might actually be a good idea to go work on building another dock. And perhaps we might even actually fish from it. Maybe that could be what we do today. I could learn how to fish. I like that idea. However, we need string. And in order to get string, we have to turn the mobs on. So mobs are currently on. We'll keep them on until we get the string that we need, and then we'll go back to cozied up peaceful time. And honestly, over the last couple of episodes, I've really enjoyed a lot of your feedback on, how we've played this game. And a lot of it's been really encouraging, with people, a lot of you all suggesting, for us to play our way. And I guess I think that's the thing I find the most alluring about this experience is that, you can just play your way, whatever that looks like to you, Oh, I think my shield broke. Our shield, in fact, did break. I wonder how many are in here. Interesting. A random cavern. Now, you know how much I love getting these little leaves. I just love it. And I think since we have a lot of birch around us, I may actually make this next bridge out of birch planks and just see what that looks like. It's another thing I really enjoy about this game is it encourages you to ask yourself and answer the question for yourself, what does this do? Like, what would this look like if we were to do this thing or change this thing? What would it look like if I made a dock out of birchwood or spruce or concrete? Could I find cozy in that? And that's really all I want to try to do as I play this game. I'm sure there's some hardcore folks that are all about the combat and they're all about the completion, whatever that looks like to them. But for me, I'm all about the possibilities, the endless possibilities of creation. What could we make? We find a new area and we like it, and we suddenly decide that we're going to build something there. We don't know what we're going to build before we get there, but in that moment, the answer kind of comes to us. And I love that. I think that's my favorite aspect about Minecraft, is that I don't have to have a plan. I can just go in and walk around, enjoy the sights and sounds, and eventually, something will present itself, an opportunity, and we'll know what to do. I will say that these caves are interesting. Let's see what's over here. And I know this wasn't our original plan, but, sometimes you just got to go with it and see where it takes you. Look at that view. Incredible. Okay, so I think that's where we were going. And we were going to build a dock. Oh, we're finding a lot of random stuff. All right, so I think this was it, right? Yeah, I think this was the dock. Or at least it looks that way. All right, that definitely is the dock. And we have a lot of spruce trees around us, so it's going to be perfect. Now, this is the other dock that we started to build. You know, we really just kind of built a port, but it was only recently I was presented with the idea of actually making a dock, which before actually doing that, it wasn't something that seemed within the realm of possibilities. Now let's see. I think we'll start by putting down a workbench. Which seems to be a great way to start. And once our workbench is down, we'll build these birch planks. Now, one thing I would like to check before we continue is I want to see what else we could make. All right, we should probably eat something. Sounded nutritious. All right, I just want to put this in our... Oh, I don't think a stone cutter would actually do anything, right? However, we could build birch planks. They have stripped birch wood. All right, I think the birch is going to be just fine. All right, so we're going to take this. That's looking good. Looking good. Now we're going to take all of these birch planks that we have, and we're going to start building our dock. Now, how do we want this dock to look? That is the question. I think I'm first going to even things out here. We'll take this piece of sand. right. Now from here, maybe we'll make a row of 3. You know what I just realized? I don't have a shield. That's unfortunate. Is a shield something that would be easy for us to make? We need iron. That is unfortunate. Alright, well, we're booking it. We're booking it out of here. They're trying to impede on our cozy adventures, but they will not stop us. I probably should actually go and look for the spiders, right? Now we needed iron ingots. We got a few here. Let me put some of this excess stuff away. All right, we have our shield again. We are good and equipped and ready to look for string. Wow, they really followed us. It would appear that the mobs like to travel in packs. Not quite sure why, but it matters very little. Now, did we acquire string? No string, unfortunately. This is a cute little creek here. And look how much this has grown. This is looking a really nice area. I'm actually really happy with it. I think this is still our crowning achievement, but all right. Where are thy spiders? Couple mobs over there. They've already seen us. I'm actually going to avoid the ones that we don't want to fight, because we're really just here for... We're here for the spiders. Oh, and our dock that we found, or the one that we created from a while ago, still looking really nice. We still got our boat here. Now, I want to build something like this, but I want to mess around with our new dock. I want to build a different shape. You know, this feels like your typical dock that you might find, but I want to build something a little bit more intricate. We'll even build a dock over there as well. All right. Our hunt for spiders continues as we do not have string just yet. All right. Made short work of those. I thought I heard something. Yeah, not really seeing a lot of spiders around here. I probably should have gone underground, perhaps. Perhaps I would find more spiders there. But there was something in me that thought that the woods would be a great way to acquire spiders. But we'll continue to keep our eyes peeled. There are quite a few mobs over there, but none of the ones that we need. I would say this is also a good form of exposure therapy, as I've often been a bit afraid of running around during the evening times, just due to the fear of getting absolutely humbled by spiders. However, being out here, I realize it's only mildly terrifying. But this is how we face our fears. We must forge ahead. Now let me see if there's anything we can... I don't know if we have any food left. We still have bread. And we're still being chased. Endlessly, I might add. And for enemies that move rather slow, they catch up to you rather quickly. I just realized I have the wrong weapon on. There we go. We've acquired the string that we need. And we can now move on. Now, unfortunately, it feels like the string that we need will have to inevitably craft a second fishing rod at some point, but this should be a good start to get us going. And there we go. Our fishing rod. Now for the moment, we'll put everything away that we don't need. We have quite a bit of birch wood, but in fact, I don't think we need all of this, so the rotten flesh we'll put somewhere, as well as some of these other items as well. And the string, I guess the string we'll put there as well. All right, the rest of it does feel vital to us, at least for the moment. We probably don't need to have 3 axes on us, but this one's almost breaking, so I always like to have one spare of just about everything except for the sword and the shovel. And so and the hoe I probably don't need at all. All right. I would say outside of that, we're looking pretty good. Now that we've acquired the string, we'll head back to peaceful mode, at least for the time being, as we're attempting to really embrace the cozy right now. And hopefully, with whatever game you're playing, you're finding a little bit of cozy as well. Now let's head back to the port and get to building our new pier, I guess you could call it. I think we're going to build this one about 10 deep. All right. I love the sound of jumping in and out of water, like being at the beach. I actually love this look. You know, kind of having something right in the middle. It makes me wonder if we might be onto something. Interesting. Now, when I decided that I was going to make this pier, or this boardwalk, this isn't what I had in mind. But I will say, I rather quite like it. Even if it was something like this. I would say it's interesting. Now I start to think to myself, how could we spruce this up? What could we do that could make this area look just a little nicer? Maybe perhaps fencing. Fencing always seems to be the one missing component to any of my great builds. I love to have fencing. It takes what is, you know, at the start, a rather linear area and turns it into something really nice. And so let's build some fencing. We'll go for an even 30 and we'll see just how this looks. Now I feel like if we put it here, it's going to make it a bit too narrow. So there's a part of me that wants to see. I never thought about underwater fencing. That's also an interesting concept. I feel like this probably looks better. And we'll put something underneath, probably sand or something of that sort. Make it look a little nicer. Alright, so we'll try to fix this. But before we continue, what do we think about this? I mean, I kind of like it. You know? I kind of like it. You know, if we wanted to put something here, you know, And if we were to do something similar on the other side. Now imagine what this would look like if we have torches, you know, scattered around here. I feel like we could have something really special. So I would say that the port could probably be here, right? This is where we would kind of come in from. And we'd post up right here in this spot. Now for this area, we can start building the same thing down. All right. It's not bad. Now I need something underneath the fences for sure. Whether that be dirt or, you know, something. I know that this one looks a little plain because it's birch on birch. But, you know, house, I think it's a great way for us to know kind of what we're dealing with here. Here we are. Now, looking at this, I think that if I were to try to improve it, you know, just a little bit, I would probably go with something along the lines of, you know, maybe a dark wood combined with this. However, we already kind of just did a dark wood and birch wood fixture. And so I wanted to try to make something a little different. And that's kind of why we settled on this. But I would say overall it looks pretty good. I like how this area is a little open. We could fish from here if we really want to. Actually, let's try it. Oh. What's cool too is it doesn't have a meter. So I wonder if this one doesn't have, if it doesn't break, because that would actually be kind of huge if it doesn't. Did I get it? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we have caught our first fish. We're a regular angler out here. Now, this does feel like a nice cozy spot to, you know, collect one's thoughts and enjoy the scenery. A pufferfish. Now, what's really cool about this too is it doesn't seem like there's any sort of skill required for such an action. And I personally do enjoy games that don't require a lot of skill. A nautilus shell. So it doesn't seem like there's really any limit to, you know, how far we go. It seems like it always goes as far as we want it to. Like if I wanted to throw it here, but if I wanted to throw it, you know, it seems like that's about as far as it will go, but that's still pretty neat. I don't know if I caught anything. Now, I wonder if there's any difference as well between nighttime fishing and daytime fishing. And if there's any real distinction between the two. Like, I know that's something we see quite often in Stardew, where there are, certain fish that will only be caught at certain times of the day. And I find myself curious if that's, something we can experience in this game. Now, I wonder if we're able to catch one of those little jellyfish. All right. So we got a few rare cod. We've caught a pufferfish and a nautilus shell. Not a bad start. Now let's lighten this area up a little bit with probably my favorite items in the entire game, torches. Torches really lean into what I really want this experience to be for myself and for really anyone that watches, is a cozy experience. And I love finding things in games that allow me to lean ever closer to my never-ending journey to find coziness. And when I look at torches, I feel like I get just one step closer. Now, do I need this many torches out here? Probably not. But also, absolutely. And this is why we do it. Let's take a little bit of a bird's eye view and kind of see our latest creation. Now, I noticed that this may not seem like very much, to many of you who've likely built mansions and full-on amphitheaters. This is probably not that impressive. However, to me, someone that has zero experience playing this game and knows very little about the art of the craft, I would say that this is a very solid step in a very positive direction. Just my opinion. I think we're actually going to go, well, I don't like that the running water is there now. I'm actually going to, let's just patch this up. All right. So once we patch that up, it does seem that the waters subside. It's very interesting how that works. And thus you have your new port. Now, I'm not exactly sure where this is in relation. I think our farm is this way. And so as we've done in the past, I do like to always build a nice area that kind of gets us back to the other areas. And so if our goal is to create a path leading back to this area, specifically right here, if that is our goal, then I would likely redirect ourselves this direction. Now, I know we could just take a straight shot and just come straight down, right? It seems to be right over there. So we could, in a way, just take the path down. But I like mixing it up, and I like creating dimension in just about everything that we do in this game. And so I'm going to create a bit of a windier road. But first we have to map it out. How exactly do we want to go from there? Probably this way. And maybe down here. Well, I would say perhaps maybe going from up here, we cross over what will be potentially a double staircase. So one up here and another going down here. And so let's go ahead and just build that. If we know that that's something that we want for a fact, it probably would help to build it. I'm actually going to use a staircase this time. I just wanted to see what that looks like. And it looked a lot better in my head. I will say that. I don't love this. If anything, I would rather do that. However, we'll just take a piece off of here. It's often really tough playing this game for someone like myself who, you know, really enjoys keeping things that I find beautiful. I like to keep them beautiful, you know? And so I never like to mess things up that already look good. And so I really wish there was a way to repatch grass once you know, in instances in which you accidentally destroy something. But it's not something I've figured out quite yet. All right, without further ado, let's build one more staircase to complete our double stair. And there we are. And we'll create a couple of these. Looking good. If I do say so myself, I quite like what we just created there. Oh, our fishing rod does in fact have a deterioration meter, which is unfortunate. We'll have to find a spider cave or something like that, and really stock up on string. And facing spiders isn't necessarily something that I dreamt of doing. However, if we must. All right. And so from there, right, as you can see, we have a little area here. I love building paths like this, you know. I just think they're so whimsical. I actually want to build out the path just a little bit. There we go. Kind of round it out a little bit. If anything, I would move this one. So something along this line. And so there's a bit of curvature here that I find really appealing. And I feel like this allows us to create dimension in the world without it being so linear. Well, let's just look at this. The sunrise over the horizon. Or what potentially could be a sunset. I think it's a sunrise, though. Now we're going to do the same thing, creating some dimension. So we have a bit of curvature here, as you can see, guiding us in this direction. We're going to do the same thing, going this way, and we'll clean it up. You know, some of the ones that obviously stand out like this, we'll kind of clean it up a little bit. Now, I actually would like to take us through maybe this direction. And unfortunately, we're actually out of torches. So we're going to go here. I definitely need to work on building another house at some point. One that isn't so drab. Now, where exactly are our torches? There we go. We need sticks and we need coal. Thankfully, we've got a ton of charcoal here that we've been accumulating. We're going to use all of that and craft as many torches as we can, because you can never have too many. And while that's going, I just want to see if there's any extra wood that we can use. We've got these pale oak logs. There we go. So we'll have those going. We'll put some of this excess back. Let me actually see. Is there any other... I mean, we have sand. We could use that to kind of finish up our area. Or we could use these dark oak leaves. We'll actually bring both of them, because I would really like to test this. We actually have birch leaves as well. That could be another good option. We'll put some of this excess away. All right. Overall, I would say we're looking pretty good. All right, so if I remember correctly, it should be over in this direction. All right, just like that. Now let's see what it would look like if we were to take, because obviously we have the sand here, but I don't know if it would look better if we did something like this. And I just realized that I don't think the sand would have worked, because it would have just fallen. Right, if we were to put one of these. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. All right. What do we have here? Not bad. I would say not bad. Now, one thing that we could do, we put these in the middle, right? But just one level lower. Perhaps we'll grab a few of these, if they're even grabbable. I actually don't know if they are. All right, let's actually put a boat out. It would appear that we have placed all of our boats everywhere but in our pockets. And so... oh, we have sandstone. Interesting. All right. Now bear with me here. We have an idea, but we'll need this stuff in order to make it happen. Well, actually, we don't need this. I don't know if we can take them. There are these glowing ones that I've seen kind of scattered about. I didn't want to take them from our area, but perhaps we'll have to. I guess we'll do that just to test that it works. Here we go. There we go. All right, so we can take them. Let's go grab a few more over here. All right, this should be enough for our intended purposes. It's a beautiful day out in the water, I will say that. So you can place them on grass. I was hoping that we'd be able to place them in the middle, but it doesn't seem like that is possible. Now, if I put them in sand, we put sand there, that also does not seem possible. So I'm curious if it has to be perhaps on dirt. All right, we have some dirt here. All right, so it can work. It can work. We just need dirt. All right, that should be enough. Now we're going to replace what we had here. It's an interesting choice. It doesn't appear that you can place them even in the water. So if we wanted to place them above, that's what we would have to do. Which I suppose is fine. You know, it still looks good. I just wanted to have a little bit of water showing. And so I guess we just won't do them. However, I will say it would have been a really nice addition. Now, perhaps there are still some plants that we could place in the water. I haven't discovered any at this moment, but you know, I think for now it still looks good. Unfortunately, it does appear that we did mess up our little area. Interesting. I wonder why it's doing that now. Interesting. Now we had it perfect before. That's very random. Very, very random. All right, well, we're just going to leave it for now. I liked when it was nice and even, but it doesn't seem to want to agree with us anymore. I'm curious if it has anything to do with the ones that we've kind of placed here. It doesn't seem to have any relation, but again, it's hard to know. I liked when it was still water, but we do have this bucket. I don't know if there's anything we could do about that, but alright, I'm just gonna build it like I normally did. This is how we wanted it, a little something like that. Oh, perhaps it's this. It seems that it's going somewhere. There we go. There we go. Wow. We might actually be kind of smart. And I won't be touching this again. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Anyway, there you have it. Another creek. Let's take our boat and let's finish up our path. However, you know, I think it's good to try different things. You know, we needed to know if that was we're gonna be able to plant, you know, some sort of plants in the middle. Doesn't seem like we can, but that is okay. Now, in getting back to our original task, we were trying to build a little bit of pathing here. I think we had decided that we wanted to go this way. Now, obviously we could just go straight, but I like I like that we're kind of being guided. So we have both paths that are kind of leading us this way. I think originally we wanted the path to be a little bit broader, but I like the path to be I like there to be no confusion as to what the right path is. So this is clearly the path. They take it all the way down, get rid of one of these. We'll take this down here. 2 torches guiding our destination down this way. We'll then proceed to go in this direction. Two stairs will lead us back into this space. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Now we'll just build the stairs, and that should give us some clear defined markings on which way we ideally would want to go. And really, as I said before, you know, this entire path, this torch system that we seem to be creating is really just a way in which we ensure we, you know, don't get lost. And it's a much cheaper way of creating that path than it would be for us to create fences, which ideally I think fences at some point will become the end game. This whole area will be fenced. However, right now fences are kind of outside of our wheelhouse, and so, you know, we're making do with the resources that are at our disposal. So this path takes us all the way down here. Across this path all the way here. We'll take these steps up. And then a few more lanterns guide our path. And it leads us here. And then we'll take this path all the way back up. So let's just say we followed this path, went all the way down, took it here, a fork in the road. We could go this direction, or we could go this direction. And we follow it all the way down. We stay in between the torches. And as you can see, it takes us exactly back to one of our docks, which is right down here. Beautiful stuff. This is exactly what we wanted. Let's go and explore, shall we? And maybe do some more fishing, because I actually really enjoyed that. As you can see, our first initial dock that we ever tried to start forming. The first docking area that we actually did form, which is kind of this. It's actually a beautiful area. Now, one thing I would like to do actually is We'll go deep in here. We'll take a little bit of this beautiful dark wood. One of my favorite woods in the game. At least that I've encountered so far. We're going to take a few of these. We're going to make some planks. And we're actually going to finish this area. I like having physical docks. While I think the sand was a great initial idea, I feel like we've since evolved. Our ideas, our taste, our palate is now more refined. And now we can take this and do something bigger and better. And it likely won't stop here. Now this shouldn't take us any time at all. A minor pit stop, if you will. We'll make another crafting table because we seem to constantly forget them. Luckily, crafting tables are relatively simple to create. And so no harm, no foul should we not be able to create one. I'm going to take all these oak logs. I'm going to turn them into planks. And perhaps we will build definitely not what I had intended on creating. However, I do kind of like it. Now, obviously, we could have them all connect here, but I like the more or less adjacent look here. And then we have an entire dock. All right. Now I like that it's on one side. I know some of you may assume that we should probably finish it out, but I'm going to sit with this feeling for a bit. I'm going to sit with it, see how do we like it. I kind of like that it's on one side. It makes it look a bit more intentional versus if we butterfly affect every little thing. Let me actually take our other boat here. And let's see what else we can find. I also want to take you and show you this we created the last time. We made a bridge, you know? Never did I think I could create something like this, you know? But I wanted there to be clear markings of where we've been, you know? And I kind of liked what we've done here. A bridge that takes us directly to kind of our new home destination. This is an area that I hope to build out at some point. I don't know if we'll do it now, but it is an area I hope to kind of explore a little bit. And while we're here in our campfire, let's cook these fish. It's a beautiful day. And there we are. Our first cooked fish. You love to see it. Let's put some of these other random oddities that we've been finding. All right, we'll keep the items that we absolutely need. Now, I wonder if different waters hold different fish. We catch a lot of cod. That seems to be the kind of general fish. It almost reminds me of Stardew. Check your recipe book. What do we unlock? A trapped chest. Interesting. And a tripwire hook. Okay. So it would appear that we can also acquire absolute random items, which is very interesting. This is nice, isn't it? You know, taking a moment, just enjoying the sights and sounds of Minecraft. Now, I want to see if we can capture something more than a cod. Well, it seems like we're striking out quite a bit here. All right. So we've done some fishing. We have done some port building, I suppose you could say. Now, in this area, I still struggle to figure out what we want to do. I would like to create some sort of pathing that takes us from, you know, one end of this to the other. But I'm also privy to the idea that this is an area that we can only access by boat. You know, I go back and forth with what we want to do with this. But all I see down here is paradise. A nice, lovely, relaxing area for us to unwind to, and a bridge. It is quite a beautiful area. Now, I thought about having, I think a boat is fine. You know, I think a boat is, I just need to figure out exactly what we want to do with this area. I feel like we potentially could let's see. At this point, we're just messing around with ideas, seeing what works, seeing what could work. That's something. I kind of like it. I think we'll keep it. Right, just an area that kind of breathes cozy. I do realize that because we created this, it does present a few complications with the staircase we previously created, unless we were to something like that could work. There we go. I know the water seems to be impeding our progress here, but perhaps we'll do something along the lines of this. Not quite sure yet what we want to build here. But I guess that's the beauty of it. I think we just kind of make this stuff up as we go along. I wonder if we want to have a staircase over here as well. And if we did, what would that look like? Something like that, perhaps? Not bad. I think there's something there. Then I look at this area. Well, we had... Interesting. Now, I'd imagine that this whole area here, there would be a bridge that would go across. And it would allow us to make a house right in the middle. I come back to this area quite often, hoping that the inspiration will come to me in terms of what we want this area to be. And right now I'm plagued with visions of what it could be. A sweet escape of among many things, but I keep coming back every time. And I want to turn this into something. I just don't know what yet. And perhaps this is the Minecraft poll. This is how they get you. So what an area though. Gotta grab the iron when we can. Let me actually put a few torches down here. Makes it a little bit easier to see. As every time I'm over here, I feel like there's a giant pit. It's actually not dangerous at all. Oh, there's fish in here. I don't know if we can capture them or if we just grab them. Oh. Tropical fish. Interesting. Might as well take all this coal while it's here. There we are. All right. I think I'm going to come back to this area. I don't want to force an idea that perhaps isn't ready just yet, but I do feel like this area is promising. I just need to figure out what to do with it. And probably want to build out this area at least just one more on this side. But we'll come back to it. Did I get my... My boat disappeared again. Oh no, there we go. Okay. I almost freaked out for a second. But we're also low on space. A lot of good stuff in here as well. I'll put these items here. Let's actually cook this fish that we got. We got the cooked cod, we got the tropical fish. right, so the tropical fish must be cooked already. There we are. More fish to help us through the day. Now, I've never really gone over this direction. Now, can we fish while we're in the boat? Oh, we can. It's a beautiful day to be fishing. It's raining outside. We got our boat. There we go. A lily pad. Interesting. And a raw salmon. I think I might be a fan of fishing in games. I know that seems like quite a surprise, but I think Stardew really... I got bit by the bug, if you will, in Stardew. Doing fishing. And then I come to this game and all the fish that we're able to catch here, really good stuff. All right. Now, where else could we explore? Look at this wide open area. Beautiful. I suppose we can always continue heading south. See what we discover. Interesting area. I guess probably faster by boat. What I was actually looking for was to see if there were any... if there are any caves around here. Additional caves that we could mine in, perhaps? I also want to say I think it's getting easier for us to begin venturing outside of our normal area. You know, I think the compass certainly helps with that, but I think it's also just due to the fact of all the things that we've built around our little island. I think give it so much context. It's almost nary impossible for us to get lost. But the compass also helps. It's just nice to know that we're somewhat going in the right direction. Now let's see, where can we find a cave? Maybe over here? Feels like something could be over here. I think also I'm just feeling a bit more adventurous now. You know, I'm feeling unafraid to go and explore and see what's out there, and you know, feeling more risky. I think our main area really only has so many opportunities and items, and look at this, pumpkins. Anytime I see pumpkins, I must acquire them. Look at this, an entire pumpkin patch. You love it. Look at all this greenery. There's so much to see. At this point, we're more or less just taking a walk. And just seeing how far the reaches of this area go. Oh. I think I may have destroyed their home. Look at this wide open area. More pumpkin patches. There's so much to see. I feel like the game is really opening up for us now. You know, like I said, as someone that doesn't really know how to find their way back, I was often quite nervous about exploring beyond our initial village, but now I'm eager to see what waits beyond, and hopeful I will find something interesting. If anything, we'll most certainly find more pumpkins. Oh, they've got horses. Oh, look at this guy. I didn't know they had horses in this game. Can we take their horse hair? Oh. We can ride the horse. Oh, the horse does not want to be ridden. That's unfortunate. Wow, look at this area. You know, one idea that I had that I thought would be amazing would be, wow, something down there, perhaps. Hold on, I'll get back to that thought. I want to see what's down here. I must see. Interesting. We love a good cavern. What was that noise? Oh, look at this. Oh, wow. We got lava down there. What is that? More iron? Oh, it's gold. All right, let's get to work. There we go. Acquired some gold. Whatever this blue one is. Oh, that would have been bad. Whatever these blue gems are, lapis lazuli. And I believe we've encountered that at one point or another. Let's see. Alright, should be good enough to... Oh, we got more. Oh, a new recipe. What is this? It's called tough. All right. Oh, and more of the blue stuff. All right, let's keep marking our way. I don't know how deep this thing goes, but now I'm curious. Wow. This may potentially be the largest cavern we've encountered yet. Holy moly. Look at all this stuff. All right, let's, I guess we'll get to work here. I don't know. I really don't know what we're looking for, but, you know, we're just kind of going with the flow here. Seeing where it takes us. Interesting. I love how intricate the layout is of this space. I mean, the stuff is everywhere. Oh, look at this, some gold. Wow, it's just incredible how expansive this place is. Look at all that. Let's see, we need to make another crafting table. I don't think I've actually found a dungeon or like a mine like this before. I just want to see, can we craft more torches? Oh, we have a few. We actually have quite a few. Oh, that's great. Wow, just look at all the stuff in here. I've never seen, I mean, all the iron that we're going to get from this place. There's gold in here too. I honestly just want to collect all the things. Especially the iron. We are often quite short on iron. Oh. Interesting. That could have been very bad. But in a relaxing, sort of cozy way. Wow, didn't even see that. Nothing here. I just want to know how far it goes. This is actually incredible. There's so much stuff in here. A lot of copper. I mean, honestly, I think the iron is the most valuable thing down here. You know, the gold, of course, as well, but iron is something I would say we've struggled with for quite some time, and always having a shortage of it, so. And so we've got to collect what we can. No, how much iron have we found so far? 36. That is great. That is a dream. I would say perhaps an even 50 would really set us right going forward. There we go, redstone. We were hoping we would find some. Well, we can't very well leave it now, can we? Oh, interesting. What is this? Gunpowder? Iron horse armor. And then more iron ingots. Oh. Look at all this string. All right, let's thank goodness for our bundles. They have actually saved the day. Okay, that opens up a lot for us. Look at all this string. We have needed string for so long and always wondered how we were going to get it. A saddle, a diamond horse armor. Diamond horse armor. Interesting. Now, what is this? Wow. All right, well, this place never stops surprising us. And it also never stops expanding. Goodness gracious, it is everywhere. So this is a true, this might be our first true Minecraft mine. And it has certainly not disappointed. Wow. It truly never ends. What an astonishing discovery. All of this underground. All right. Well, it seems like it feels as though the area, just when we feel like we discovered everything that there is to discover, we discover more. And every new discovery leads to another discovery. I find myself genuinely astonished by what we're seeing here. It's incredible. All right, so they can only hold so much, unfortunately. Now we're out of torches. All the coal that we just got. But that's okay. Worth it for all this iron. And there's even more down there. Incredible. And look at all this redstone. There we go. The mother lode. All right. Well, it would appear that there are many things in which we have to uncover still. Yet that lies within these mines. More redstone, a ton of iron, and more stuff for us to do. And an important question of how do we even get out once we uncover it all? I guess we'll figure that out. I think this would actually be a perfect spot to stop it for this episode. Thank you so much for allowing me to get cozy today. And thank you for joining me for being cozy. Hopefully you enjoyed our time together, whether you used the video to fall asleep, to unwind, to relax. Maybe you played some Minecraft alongside us. Whatever you did, whatever you used to find a way to get cozy. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you being here with me. I'm going to continue to spend some time in this mine, see just how far the rabbit hole goes. and also acquire as much iron as I can physically carry, as this is going to allow us to be set for the foreseeable future, and also as much redstone as we could find. But I don't know how much longer there is in this area. I feel like we could be here for hours if we allow ourselves to be. But man, look how much this is. Look how much is out there. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the content, drop a like on this video as it greatly helps out and supports the channel. If you want to see more episodes of, I don't know what we call it yet, but you know, we'll call it Cozy Time with Rye, you've come to the right place. We'd love to have you for future installments of Cozy Time in Minecraft, potentially Cozy Time in a variety of other games. You know, honestly, who knows? I feel like it's endless, you know? The possibilities, the opportunities, you know? Oh. Was that diamond? Did we find a diamond? Holy moly. All right, well, we're just going to casually pretend that that is no big deal, as we're here to be cozy. That's what it's all about. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here as I continue to chip away at the biggest hole that I think we've ever uncovered. I appreciate you all. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening. And again, thank you so much for being with me. I'll see you in the next one.